Hey guys, I'm Joe,
And my name is Michael.
and welcome to
The
JMV Podcast. So, today we have another guest.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
Hi Charlie, thank you for coming. So, we do have our subjects. Number one, it's like, editing and our journeys and whatnot. And then
Yeah.
subject two, the differences between the UK and New Jersey. I feel
Yeah.
like that would be interesting because I don't know much about the UK, if I'm going to be honest.
Yes,
I know a few famous people from there. I mean, KSI, Nico Amelano, I think.
I love
it
him.
is.
I love Nicole Milana.
Oh my
love
god,
Nicole
yeah,
Milana.
he's
He's my
amazing.
favorite YouTuber. He's amazing.
Dude, I
know,
love
he-
it. I love what he does. He's literally like the funniest guy. He's one of
He
my
just
favorite YouTubers. Not
I
McDonald's.
say he probably is my favorite YouTuber because he just put the effort he puts into his videos are like kind of insane. You have like with the UK YouTubers, you got I don't know. I only know a few of them, but like the big ones are really good.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them I don't really know too much per se. I
Really?
mean, I'd say I probably know more about America than you do about the UK because I mean I've been to America once and it was weird because when I went there I went to Florida for 2 weeks
Yeah.
and we took an Uber everywhere, right? Because we did the whole I don't know Disney World kind of Universal stuff
Yeah.
and we took an Uber everywhere. We didn't like purchase a I don't know travel car or whatever. And you talk to the Uber drivers now or whatever, and they just know nothing about the UK. And like half of our news, like 2016
Oh my
or
god.
whatever, was just about like American politics and stuff like that. Like they, we have a lot of stuff here. Like they're putting in like the big kind of I don't know like all of our train station stuff. Like you'd see the big news broadcast, and it'd be about American news. And obviously we have our own big news, but like I don't know, in the US, apparently you guys just don't hear anything about stuff over here,
Yeah.
which is like weird.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are pretty huge though.
in school, they don't really teach us much. Like, I mean, not much in general. Like, they don't teach us much about anywhere else. They just teach us mostly our history. They don't really teach us like stuff anywhere else, like the UK. It's like
Yeah.
something like it's like
That always happens to me. Like in my history, they'll be like, "Oh, like we're gonna talk about what's happening in the UK, but like nothing much. We're gonna talk about like what's like happened in like the late. I don't know how to say it, like the 1980s. Or, I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, for me, I'd have to say they only did stuff such as. So today we're gonna be talking about Pearl Harbor, the attack on Pearl Harbor. Today we're gonna be talking about stuff like dating
the
late
war,
back like
the-
slaves
Yeah.
World War.
World War 3 not 3 2 World War
Yeah.
1 or 2, like they talk about stuff like that, never anything outside of the United States.
I mean, we do like most of our stuff is UK. I'd say our history is majorly UK. I mean, here's the thing: how much do you guys learn about like the whole Independence Day stuff like that? Because Britain was like heavily involved in that, but we don't get taught that at all. Like I know nothing of it.
In
But
my-
I know because of like Independence Day, 4th of July, and all that. I'm assuming you guys get taught like, and that's a whole big subject.
To be honest, in my school, like in none of the schools I've gone to, they've never really taught me much about that. I've heard a few things about it, but to be honest, like all I really know is we used to be trapped, and then we got our independence, and then that's what
Yeah.
we celebrate. But I've never learned that much about it. I've never been taught that much about it either. I don't really like to research stuff I'm not taught because I'm a lazy person, and if I don't get taught something,
Oh, yeah,
I feel
no,
as
fair
though I
enough.
don't need to know.
Yes, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have they ever
that's,
taught you?
that's kind of what I do. I mean, we actually did do America. Actually, come to think of it, we did the Cold War. That was my most recent topic in history. I mean, I don't do history anymore because I've just gone to college, which is for you guys technically would be still high school, but we obviously have from 16 to like 18 we go to college or whatever. Then after that we go to university.
Yeah.
But when I was doing history for GCSEs, which is like my final exams in high school, our final thing we did was Cold War, and Britain had like no involvement in that. We basically just learned about like I don't know Kennedy and America and Cuba, which was really weird because that's like the only American topic we've kind of done. And apparently the Cold War's like a big topic in if you take it for A level, which is what they're called in college or whatever. Like you either do A levels or B techs kind of over here. I mean, A levels are like the more academic kind of ones, and B techs are the less kind of like they're B techs are more coursework and they're not as high in qualification. So most people tend to like do A levels, I'd say. And things
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I do A levels. I only do 3. I did do 4 originally because after my GCSEs, which was like insanely weird, like told you a bit earlier, but because they'd hyped these up for like 5 years or whatever, and then we didn't even have to do them because of Corona, so that was really weird. And we got these results for exams we hadn't taken, and I had to go to this interview for my college or whatever, and I originally was going to do business, film, and media studies. And then this woman was like, "Oh, but you did good in English." So I kind of did 4 A levels for the first couple of weeks, and then just dropped out business because I found it really boring. I'm surprisingly enjoying English a lot more than I thought I would, because I mean, I was good at it in the last year or so. I got an A star in the most recent test, but they moved me down in GCSEs. I got moved down like in 6 subjects for my actual results, which was weird. I mean, did you hear about the whole escapade of how the results worked over here?
No, not necessarily. I do find it crazy though that you guys go to college at 16.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a different, like, kind of college to your guys, because our colleges, so say I have 3 lessons overall throughout my week, and it is scattered throughout the timetables or whatever, but I still obviously like live from home or whatever, and I get driven there. It's still very much kind of like school. I think your college is like our university kind of thing, because in university you'd move into dorms and whatnot.
Yeah. That is crazy though, but speaking of, like, I'm pretty sure you said film study. Like,
yeah.
How's it going as a director? Like, you studying film and stuff.
I mean, in my old school, we had the film department was like, because so basically when I went to choose my options for GCSEs, because you choose them when you're in like year 9, which is 13 or whatever. I originally, it was media, but then they changed it to film the second like people in my year joined, and the film department had like one actual teacher of film, and then in the last year, in my latest year, she had left, so we were stuck with this teacher of English who he was a fun bloke, but he wasn't like, he knew nothing about film, so that like kind of made me do worse academically in film. And then when I moved on to my new college currently, like they have like a proper film department or whatever. They have like actual cameras, and they have like proper teachers who used to work for stuff like, I don't know, the BBC, I don't know if you know that, one of the bigger companies in Britain for like TV and whatnot. But they have like, a proper department now, and it's actually like going really well. But in like kind of the last year of my high school, it was like, I don't know, it was a bit dodgy, because we had to create our own short films, and the guy, he wasn't, it sounds more pretentious when I say it, but I just don't think he I don't know, he wasn't like, he didn't really understand half the stuff of it, in sense of, he used to be an actor, like a very small time actor, but I don't think he understands film, really. He didn't know half like the terminology. I was able to like catch him out terminology, which was bad. So it's a big step up going to college or whatever, but it's a lot better, I'd say, for film wise and everything.
That does sound really cool. I've seen one of your films, actually. It was a very, very short film.
Yeah, it was meant to be like an opening. That's what we had to do. We had to do either an opening or an extract of a horror or crime film. So I went with the crime genre.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I remember I did give criticism, I'm pretty sure. Like, not like big. I remember giving you maybe a few pointers.
Yeah.
Let me
which is expected. Find that. Yeah, I mean, it was hard to film. It was like, because I had no budget, obviously. I spent about 10 quid on these guns, and then another like 10 quid on like a big pile of fake cash, which I never actually ended up using in the final thing. But I had to film my short film like twice, and it was I filmed it all on like one day or whatever, just with my friends, and it was harder to film than I thought, because you have to get like, I'm not friends with any people who do acting or drama or anything.
Yeah.
So I'd get like just random friends to come in, and it was really difficult to organize the times and whatever, and all the stuff. And then the lighting as well. We found when it was darker, the iPhone, because I had to record on my iPhone, like it just does not pick up anything at night. So if you saw in my short film the lightings, that was my friend's torches in the background, which we had to make as like set kind of lighting points, which I think worked relatively in my favor, because it made it look kind of cool. But obviously it is definitely not perfect. If I had like a bigger budget and like a longer kind of script, it would obviously, I think I could do better. But then again, I'm also 16, I'm not exactly,
I mean, I do know for sure you can do better. I'm not even going to doubt. I mean, you did really good, like, for a phone, because a lot of people have a problem where they're trying to film, like they're a bit shaky, and that you weren't really doing that. So that was really good on your part. You for sure, I can see your talent, man. Like I can't lie, but I did find. I remember saying, so like the scenes are really good, but I did feel as though like it did switch quite a bit pretty fast, like the scene.
Yeah. I get what you mean. That's the thing I noticed when watching it back, because when you're editing, everything seems so much slower and more dragged out. And then when I kind of looked back, I was like, this is all going on in like 2 minutes. Like, I get what you mean. And I had to cut, my original thing was like 3 minutes, but they said you either have to have it between 2 minutes and 2 minutes 30 seconds. So I had to cut it down by like 30 seconds of full thing, which snipped it a bit closer together, which was really annoying. But I do actually get what you mean. I noticed that when going through it, especially with the sound editing, like it kind of varied a lot through the scenes. There was one scene and it varied very quickly. And I mean, the sound was annoying as well to find, because I had to get royalty-free sound, like just off of YouTube or whatever, and that was hard to align with the actual scenes.
Yeah, but you know, like it's crazy. Like I don't know if that was that your first film that you've ever done?
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever tried filming.
That's crazy, because the first time you've ever tried it, dude, you only had like only two errors, like not necessarily errors, but two things you could work on. Like only two. Like I said, the scenes did switch quite a bit pretty fast. And number two, some of the scenes were a bit too close. But dude, the first time I've tried filming, there was so many
close in the house.
Huh?
Oh wait, sorry, I lagged for a second there. Wait, what do you mean? So the scenes were close in house, so
for example, when the guy was laying down after being held on gunpoint, he it was pretty close to him. Like it wasn't necessarily that far. It was pretty close, like right near his face. So that was a little off-putting. Like, and it's not just that. In some of the other scenes, they were pretty close to the people. If you get what I'm saying.
I mean, the point of that was one of the things that I tried to make more intentional, which, you know, obviously intentional stuff can either work in your favor or don't. I tried to kind of make it more claustrophobic in a sense. Like, I tried to intend to keep it very close to the kind of people, which would, you know, might work or it doesn't. It was you know, the whole film was kind of an experiment in senses. But I tried to keep it closer to, like, make it feel a bit more, like, stressful, claustrophobic, like, tight in or whatever. Because I was very interested in trying to make something like that from, I don't know, because it came, when I made that, I was interested in films such as like Whiplash or whatever. I don't know if you've seen Whiplash, or like Nightcrawler, stuff like that, which are very like brutally intense kind of films. So I was interested in trying to, even if it was like, you know, a very kind of bad version of it, like trying to film something that felt more claustrophobic and stressful or whatever.
No, but like, you did do pretty good, man. Like in one of the scenes, I remember that one of the scenes, there were two guns pointing at him, two people holding guns pointing at the man. You were pretty close. Like the way you angled that and the way you made it close, like that was actually perfect. The way you showed them holding the gun, like I've never seen someone who for the first time has filmed something done that good in a scene like that. Like scenes like that are really hard. You actually killed it.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. Yeah, I that was one of the things I'm assuming you mean like the bit where they point out their guns, their pockets rather.
Yeah, and that was showed their arms. Like
I had that in like my short board for the film or whatever. I mean, God, this was like so long ago. I made that. That must have been filmed in, I think it was this year, but it was like way before. Oh no, I think that was last year I filmed that actually. Yeah, that was last year.
Have you filmed anything afterwards?
No, I mean, we were probably going to film maybe more stuff, but Corona, it just was like an insane halt on everything. Because I mean, in year 11, my final year, you finish a couple months before the rest of the school because of your GCSEs. After you finish your exams, you can just kind of leave. Yeah. But I must have finished probably like 3 months earlier than like everyone else kind of thing. Well, not me. My year finished like 3 months earlier. And like I think I said before, I had like 5 months of just doing nothing because I had no online school, no nothing, because they weren't allowed to set us any work.
Dang.
Which was just
excited,
insane.
Like I do gotta say, whenever you film something, for sure you should send it to me. Like that would be really sick. I'd definitely be down to watch it.
I never seen his films.
Oh, I could definitely show you. That was actually insane. Like I love it. there was only two things that I did say it could be worked on, but
Yeah,
the fact
which
that
is good.
the fact that you did it the first time and it was that good, dude. Like it's literally, it looks impossible for you to have done it that good the first time, because I gotta admit, the first time I've tried filming something, it was not good at all, man. Like, it really wasn't. It was shaky, because I do have a problem with shaking hands, which is what a lot of people do have. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, you did amazingly holding it by phone, making sure it's not shaking whatsoever, getting the angles right, like making it stay still. Like, dude, that is actually insane, and that's what takes a long time for a lot of directors to learn, and it's the fact that you did that the first time doing it. That's why I know
Yeah.
for sure you have a lot of potential.
I mean, thank you. That actually really means a lot. I mean, I kind of tried to obviously keep it more steady, but it was all handheld kind of thing. I had to obviously just record that plainly off my phone. I think some of my classmates got like tripods and stuff for theirs, but I don't have a tripod, so. But I mean, yeah, thank you, thank you.
No,
I
of
mean,
course, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive. Like, if I were to show you his edit, his film, Michael, you would genuinely be shocked. Like, some of the scenes are absolutely crazy for the first time doing it. And I keep mentioning the first time doing it because it's the fact, some of the scenes, dude, it takes a lot of people a long time to learn how to do that stuff, and you did it the first time. Like, it genuinely is shocking, because,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
for example, I know there for sure there's got to be some directors who are amazing at directing, amazing, and couldn't even do that good on phone.
I
Wait,
mean,
you're
I
still doing
saw,
filming,
I saw
right?
like certain. I think certain directors have like tried the stuff, like Zack Snyder or whatever. He had a thing where he filmed like a whole thing on iPhone, which is kind of like, I don't know. I wanted to do something like that. I mean, when I'm older, I want to try and direct films. It's a big, obviously, kind of like, it's one of the dream job kind of things. But I mean, hopefully, kind of experience like of the stuff I do over college years will be able to help me. But I do genuinely appreciate the comments on the film or whatever, because I haven't really been able to have many, because we just submitted our films at the end of the year, and then the teacher was just like, okay, bye, and we just got kind of kicked out of school almost
No,
because of
I
like
Oh,
You're
corona or
still
whatever. I
doing
mean,
filming, right?
but what was that?
You still doing filming? Like, you still
I mean,
like filming?
I mean, I'm going to make a short film sometime this year. I'm going to have to again for my film studies course or whatever, which I will obviously send you guys when I make it. I have no idea what it's going to be on. Nothing. I mean,
I
currently
have
we're
a
just
few ideas
kind of
if you
getting
do need
basics
any.
down. Yeah, I actually, I mean, once it's she's kind of like the teachers, I don't know, told us whatever. I will discuss it with you, because that could actually be really interesting to kind of like get more ideas, because that's the kind of thing. It's hard to get ideas for like a really short film of like 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
That's a big kind of like thing to get over. It's more challenging than I thought it would be, but still, I don't know. Like I said, you kind of get better over the years or whatever.
filming
I'm
is
kind of
pretty
curious
crazy.
to know, like, how did
doing filming, but then
what?
like
Oh, wait.
I was like, oh my god, I don't know. I was thinking about it.
But like, yeah, I mean, it is pretty hard to do filming.
Yeah.
Like, I did want to start. It's the fact that I'm more of an actor other than a filmer. It's just the fact I have stage fright and fright in front of cameras. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm not very good at acting, but I can pull off some things pretty well. It's just I need improvement already. So imagine in front of a camera when I can't pull off my full potential because I'm shy. You know, like,
Yeah,
that's why I need to
that
start.
hurts a lot of people.
Yeah, like, I need to start working on it a lot more. But for sure, I think, like, if I ever do start doing filmmaking, because I don't want to be a director, but I do want to put films out there, like script, stuff like that. Like, I want to make actual
Yeah,
movies.
screenwriting stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I would love to have you direct one of my films, for sure, because, like, you're really good. I do see your potential, and if you ever do become my director, for sure, I would love to have you direct one of my films.
I would 100% message you if I ever got to that point. I mean, I have no idea if I would. I kind of see like when I took English in my A level or whatever, I kind of thought a really good backup because directing is like you technically anyone could be a director like really easily, but to be in like an actual director making like proper films that get put into cinema, that's hard.
Yeah.
So I think a film critic or something that would also be like really interesting, because I quite like writing. It depends on what mood I'm in, but I quite like sometimes like writing essays or whatever on films or whatever. That's kind of where my big passion lies, I'd say. So by doing English in A level, that's like you're able to open those qualifications for yourself, I'd say more.
Yeah,
Like-
that is pretty cool. Like, I mean, if you do ever want to try writing though, like you could be a writer and a director. That would be even more sick.
Yeah, a lot of directors do that. Like, if I were to make a film, I'd want to write it. Like, I don't know, Bong Joon-ho or something in Parasite, he wrote and directed all of that, and that's, I feel like if you write it and direct it, it makes it more your film in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, it would feel weird to direct someone else's work in a sense. I feel like, I mean, I know a lot of people do it, but I would just want to kind of write it for myself. It's a bit of a side kind of, well, a bit of a separate kind of thing, but I am kind of interested. How did it go for when kind of Corona struck or whatever your guys' school? How did that work with what your year was doing or your freshman or?
So what happened was we basically continued what we wanted to do, but online, and they gave us more work online than they did in person, which kind of ticked me off. But yeah, I mean, we didn't really pause on anything. We just continued it and did even more online.
Well, like schoolwork?
But you just kept going.
They didn't give me much.
Which you were lucky. Like honestly, the
Yeah,
stuff
they
they
didn't
did
give me
over
much.
the stuff they did for me was really annoying. Then again, I am in 2 honors classes, and those, they give you a bit extra. But it's the fact, like in a few other classes they did give you quite a bit. In what you call it, health class, they gave me quite a few things to do. Like for example, we had to do these slides and we had to define many words with pictures. So that kind of was annoying because it did take a while to get the definition and pictures.
Yeah, tedious.
I had to draw a female reproductive and a male reproductive.
That's oh my god, oh my god.
I had to draw like a penis.
Oh my god, that's just.
I know.
That's weird.
I know. It was really weird. I didn't want to do it, but I was like, hey, I'll do it anyways.
Yeah, I would not be able to do that. I would be like, please give me something else, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they would have.
No. But like, gym was like not that hard. The only thing we had to do was like we only had to do was like work out for a little bit.
Yeah, but you're lucky you studying gym, dude, because I went from gym to health class.
Yeah, but like I have I think health on Tuesday and Wednesday, I think.
You're lucky, dude, because what they do in my school is they do like I think half of it gym and half of it health, which I do not like at all because I prefer gym.
Oh,
I don't like health.
Like,
yeah, like I don't like health at all. I hate it when it switches.
I hate health.
And then today, this year we started off with not even gym. We just started off with health. I don't even know if we go back to gym, which actually ticks me off because I very much rather prefer gym. Like I don't work out anymore. I don't work out anymore, but for sure I still have that passion for it. It's just the fact that I'm very short for my age, I'll be honest. I'm very short, so I'm trying to, cuz I've heard if you work out too much but before you stop developing, you can it can like stunt your growth, which is what I don't want. So I'm trying to wait until I'm at least taller. Like I want to wait until I seem to stop growing to start again, because what I want to do is I want to build my body. I want to build lean muscle but pretty big at the same time, like I want to be a big dude but not too big, cuz if you're too big, that kind of ruins a lot of things.
Well, I'm like 5'7", so yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're a pretty good height, I'm not gonna lie, but my preference, I at least like the shortest I want to be is at least 5'10", 5'9". I don't want to be too short, and the problem with me is I might not be that tall because my family line is very very short. It's only my dad's side who is tall, and so I'm hoping, because I've surpassed my mother, so I'm obviously taken after my dad's side. But I'm trying to see if I could I'm hoping that I take enough of his height, because he's like 5'11", 5'10".
Oh wow.
5'10" or 5'11". He's a pretty tall guy, so I'm hoping I'm at least his height. I don't want to end up being 5'4". You know what I'm saying?
I think most people do like kind of grow past their dads, whatever. I mean, I'm the currently tallest in my family. I'm 5'9", and my family's pretty small. But I'd say like I googled it the other day because I'm interested in trying to actually work out because I'm very skinny, but I have a reason because like I said, the IBD that I have now, ulcerative colitis, that like really stopped me from working out, and like so I'm very skinny. But I don't think working out does stunt your growth. I mean, I've got a friend who's 6'4" or whatever, and he's been working out since he was like, oh god, must have been like 10 or something, like proper working out, and he's properly like built out, and he's 6'4" and he never stopped growing, but his family's very tall. I mean, I don't think it does stunt your growth, but I am, which I mean, I hope it isn't, but I still can't work out for like another at least a month because I'm on steroids currently for my stomach, kind of like easing it out, and I wouldn't be able to do any working out until I'm off the steroids, which would be in 4 weeks.
I mean, there is like there's said to have been how do you say? Okay, basically there are for sure certain workouts that do stunt you. Like for example, if you're growing and you do those workouts that like those weightlifting workouts, there's certain weightlifting workout like there's this thing where you put it on your back, the squat lifting, I think it's called.
Yeah.
That can mess up your growth, for sure.
Stuff like that. I think it kind of depends on the workout. I mean, I'm not a major workout kind of like personal exercising or whatever. I mean, I do tennis every Saturday. That's about the extent of it, and I play basketball. But I've got quite a few friends who go to the gym quite frequently and stuff like that. I think you have to kind of like know what workout works best for you, quite literally. And I think obviously I don't think you should like do hardcore workouts when you're going through a growth spurt. I mean, you'll know when you go through a growth spurt. I mean, I had mine in like the past year because I'm pretty small out of my friends. I'd say most of my friends are on average out of all my friends, I'd say is about 5'11" of my friends. I'm like the second smallest of my guy friends or whatever, and I've only recently sort of gotten taller, but still I'd say you shouldn't like do hardcore working out when you just gone through a growth spurt or whatever. I mean, but it kind of depends.
I used to do 100 push-ups, like a bit over 100 push-ups every few days during my workouts.
100?
Like, it would be slightly over 100. It would be 50 normal push-ups, 50 wide grip for my chest, and 25 or 15 diamond push-ups also for my chest. The normal one was for my triceps, but also for my strength. The wide grip was for my, like I said, my chest. The diamond was also, like I said, my chest. But I ended up realizing, because I searched it up, it could mess up a few things in your body. So I moved it down a lot. So what I did was only 20 normal push-ups, 20 wide grip, and about maybe 10 diamond. So that was a huge drop, but I didn't want to like mess up my body, so that's what I did drop.
Yeah, exactly.
The main reason I had two main reasons I did stop working out though. Like number one, I did not want to stop growing, and number two, I did start losing my passion for it because of the fact that I started doing it more and more often. And I mean, I guess like I can't give too much advice, but to whoever, like, if anyone here wants to start working out, like watching this, don't do it too much, man. You're gonna ruin your passion. I haven't worked out in months because of the fact that I did it almost every day. So like, don't do it too much. Don't overwork yourself. That just ruins your passion for it. Do it whenever you feel like it.
Working out is like a thing of just pure motivation, like a lot of stuff. I mean, in regards to say, I don't know, the closest thing I can associate it with is what we both do, which is editing. I mean, it's kind of the thing where if you keep it's like you can only really do it if you have that continued motivation. I mean, which is why I don't edit like an awful lot anymore, because I mean, I've been doing that for like 3 years or something, and I don't know, it's just, you do lose motivation after a while. I mean, obviously it's different to like working out in certain regards, but just like kind of any passion project, you kind of need that constant string of motivation to keep you going, and sometimes it's easier to keep that motivation up than like others.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do feel you with the editing though. Like, I've stopped editing, like, I to those who don't know, I have an Instagram page, Grant Edits. It is spelled with an X though, because I don't like literally Grant Edits, like that does not look good. But the point is, I've been editing for about 2 years now. 492 followers. I haven't grown that much, which was also kind of not really inspiring. But I was doing pretty good in my editing. I was in my prime. Over 100 likes per post, high 100s, which was really really good for me. But after a while, like I started posting less because I did lose inspiration. I was doing it almost every chance I got. So,
Yeah.
I did stop. And then after I stopped, my edits started flopping because, people don't understand that you have a life outside of Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
You kind of like, if you lose that momentum, it kind of gets like people kind of stop falling off a bit. I mean, I did like editing. I used to probably about, because I've been editing since 2017. I think my prime of when like how constant I'd edit would probably be 2019, maybe 2018, in between that sections. And I would like edit, like I'd make an edit in 20 minutes. Now I make an edit and it takes like at least 4 hours or something.
yeah, that's because you're literally the god of video star and do crazy edits.
I still would say I'm not close to like a god tier. I say have you, I don't know, smoothie.mp4, he's probably like the best video star editor I've seen or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
Charlie, look. Do you know who the god of editing is?
no,
Scarlet Editor.
Scarlet Editor's good. Yeah, Scarlet
Yeah,
Editor's good.
in my opinion, he's the god of like basically we're in the editing realm, guys. So a lot of you guys don't know who we're talking about, but these people are famous in the editing realm. They don't have much over 10,000 followers. Like Scarlet Editor has 7,000. We're not talking about famous people, but in the editing realm, they are famous. So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying
mean-
to say. But dude, Scarlet Editor is literally like the god of editing, and bro, you are like in his tier level. I'm not even just saying that. Like your edits are extremely similar to his. What he does is he's learned to be very smooth in AE After Effects, but you are very smooth in Video Star and make it look like it is After Effects. I've showed there was this one girl, I've showed her your edits, and she was like, how did he do this in Video Star? And mind you, she was basically a pro in Video Star. She was very 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 good with her style. And she was genuinely questioning how you did what you did in Video Star. She was like, no, this has got to be AE. There's no way he did this in Video Star, Joe. And I told her you did. She was literally doubting it because of how good you did it. Your edits, if you don't realize it, your edits look like they're from AE. They do not look like they're possible in Video Star. You have gotten to a point where you make it look like god level AE editing. Like this does not look like Video Star. This is god tier Video Star, but god tier AE as well. And you don't even use AE. Your simple style is very difficult for me. I've seen your simple style, your most recent edit. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my most recent edit. Whatever. Thank you, by the way, for the comments. That's motivated me quite a lot with editing. I mean, I'd say the one in my recent edit, I've seen people like, I can't remember what the username is. It's like Royal Blue or something. The U is within the V. They did that kind of style, and it's those ones are actually like, I mean, they look simple, and they're simple if you get the right shakes, but like, or if you have the right shakes, then it's fine. But the shakes can be like quite annoying to perfect. I'd say the thing is with like kind of how I do my edits is I've got a style now which I quite like. It's all kind of color coded, but it can really depend on the clips or whatever. For Video Star, masking in a sense, on like having the background be red or green or something else, it can depend on what clip you're using. Like when I edit Breaking Bad, it's a lot easier because the color contrast of the background and the foreground is very different. But editing something like, I don't know, maybe the Batman trailer, for example, it's all very dark, so it's really hard to get like kind of a background thing or whatever. So something like that. I mean, in After Effects, you can kind of just like crop it out, and by each frame, which is how you see people like, I don't know, Scarlet Editor or whatever do what they do, or Morphe. Do you know Morphe? I can't remember how you don't know say his name. It's like, I can't remember it, but he's like insanely good. Him and like, I think, do you know Kinky Kobe?
No, not really. The only like god video star editor, the only god editor I know is Scarlet Editor and you. Like the god editors I know, you guys are really the only ones I know. I don't see that many editors nowadays, but you guys, like, you're really the only god editors I know. I don't know anyone outside of you guys.
I mean, I know, like, I say, for, in a sense of video style, the best one I've seen is, there's, like, this Fast Webster person who does, like, amazing masking on, like, video style, but their edits take, like, I don't know, like, days to make, like, days on end, I'd say. And then Smoothie.mp4, he makes, like, insane video star edits. I'd say in the After Effects realm, you have, like, Morpy or something, whatever, like, the people who do, like, the like over kind of masking, if done correctly, it can like look insane. But also like it's stuff like that is like really hard to do on Video Star, which is kind of why I haven't like done the over insane masking. I mean, I did almost consider moving to After Effects a while, but I'm not amazing with computers, and I'm quite like, it took me a while to learn Video Star, I'd say.
I mean,
so I kind of like stick to what I'm, you know, good with in a sense.
Video Star is pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
yeah,
I used to have to do presets because of the fact that I didn't know how to do anything by myself. Like, I literally didn't even know how to do a zoom out, and a zoom out is extremely simple. So like, I didn't know how to do anything like that. A zoom out, a zoom in, a slide transition. Like, I couldn't do anything like that. So that was pretty bad. So I had to use presets. And then when I started getting out of presets, like, it did take me a while to get out of presets. I'd say my first real edit was, I'd have to say, like, I really don't even know which one was my real first edit. Actually, I do. It was this one edit. The song was like Always.
Yeah.
Through the highs and the lows will be always, something like that. So that was my first edit with a preset. It was crazy though, because I remember I did this thing by accident, right? You know that it's an overlay where your screen splits a little bit, and some people use that for transitions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually managed to do that by accident. And I've actually tried recreating it. I can't do it. Like, to this day, I've gotten much better at editing. I still can't recreate that. So I'm actually, like, I wish I learned how to do that. I literally can't. Like, it's impossible to me. Which is funny.
I've had that before with, like, I've made, like, happy accidents as my edits, and I've forgotten, like, how to actually do some of the stuff I used to do. I mean, I got to the point where, like, some of my older edits, I've noticed, I'm like, why did I stop using that kind of transition or whatever, which I've been trying to incorporate into my new edits, because I found I kept using the same kind of transitions, and I was like, I'm kind of running out of ones to use in a sense. But I completely get what you mean by, like, the happy sort of, like, not accidents per se, but you make something and then you just completely forget how to recreate it. And I mean, what I'd say in the sense of, like, sliding or zooming in and out, they look easy, and they are to an extent, but to make them, like, smooth, like, properly smooth, that's what's hard. I think the graphs, making graphs and stuff, that's, like, pretty hard. Like, obviously, a zoom is quite, like, you know, pretty simple. You literally just go, oh, okay, the start of the clip is, like, I don't know, on 100%, and then the ending of the clip is, like, 50%. But to make it smooth, that's really hard, I'd say, which is what a lot of people kind of, like, don't understand. Like, not every single zoom is the same, because it depends really on the graph, and you can still add effects to, like, every simple transition, like, I don't know, a pinch or something, or kind of like, I don't know, a warped effect on when it's zooming back from out or whatever.
Oh yeah, honestly, graphs have never been my specialty though. I gotta
no, me neither.
I use the already I don't know what they're called, to be honest. I use those things that are already there. I don't use the graph, but
oh yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but Michael, I do have to tell you something. So I know this isn't gonna be good to say on while we're filming, but I don't really know if I want to do the podcast anymore.
What do you mean?
Like, I think I should end it. I think we should just end it. I don't really know how I feel about doing it anymore.
Why?
I've just lost the passion for it, you know? Like, it just doesn't feel good anymore. Like, yeah.
Oh my god, are you serious?
I mean, what does Michael think about that? I mean, hello?
No.
It's like,
What do you think, Charlie? Like,
I mean, I'd say, like we were talking about this earlier with like the motivation kind of thing. If you're losing the passion for it, then go on to something you're more passionate with. I'd say.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't know if I want to do it anymore. To be honest.
I mean, Michael, what do you think about that though?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I think this should be the last episode.
I don't know, Mike. Well, I mean, I'd say if you're losing, your passion for it, then move on to stuff that makes you're more motivated to do so. Like we were literally talking about this earlier in the sense of like, I don't know, working out, editing or whatever. But if you kind of lose that drive, then it can potentially get like a bit dry. But I'm curious in the sense of, Michael, what do you think about that? Because this is still half your podcast.
Yeah, it is.
So-
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't even know either.
Like, you think we should end it?
It's up to you.
I mean, not necessarily. Like, I am the host, but you are also the co-host.
Well, I don't know. I don't
Like,
fucking know.
do you want to end it though? Like, your personal preference. What do you say? What would you say your personal preference is? Like, you don't want to end it?
I don't know, but
I mean, do you like doing it?
Yeah.
So then you don't want to end it.
Not really.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I think it should just end, JMV Podcast, last episode. But I also do have something else to tell you, Michael. Me and Charlie are pranking you.
Oh fuck.
We planned this last week. I've been waiting for this, dude. For a whole week, I've been waiting for this. Charlie was actually gonna come on last week, but our schedules did not match up.
Yeah, it was chaotic last week. Oh my god! And then
Yeah.
yesterday as well. That was such a big clash.
Exactly.
That was insane. Like I remember literally I was sitting under this shelter at a park and it was like raining and
That's my teacher that I have.
I was with my friends. We were trying to sort out that.
It's funny though. It's so funny though. Like we've been planning this for a week, Michael. We literally planned everything. He said that he'd like try to encourage me. Like if you don't want to do it, you shouldn't. Like that type of thing. Like bro, we literally pranked you so good.
Oh, fuck.
And we wanted to do this because we're trying to make the podcast as different as possible. Trying to do different things. I did it, bro. We did it.
You could tell for like a whole second there because Michael just went completely silent and I was like,
I was
what do I
like,
say?
Yeah, he was like,
Oh god.
he didn't even
He had
know
no
what
idea
to
what to
say.
say. So I was like sitting there like,
He was like so in shock. Dude, we got him
Like,
so good. Me and Charlie are the kings of pranking.
No, see, I'm not that great,
Wait,
but
is
you
this the
always
video?
like do this
Yeah,
stuff
it's
on me.
still recording.
You,
Oh my
like message back.
God, no.
Yeah, he's over here asking if it's still recording. Yes, it is, bro. We got you.
Damn.
Oh my god.
I mean that like you're quite you do quite a lot
I
of
was
pranks.
like,
I mean I'm not
what?
very great on them, but I didn't know how to go along with it.
He didn't even. Yeah, you're right, Charlie. He didn't know what to say.
I didn't know what to say either.
He just like he shut up. Like he was like silent.
I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. Because I was like, well, literally, you said that, and then everyone stopped speaking. And I was like, oh, what's happening? Like,
Yeah, I feel like
second.
did I get you at first, Charlie? Like, did I make you think I was serious for a second?
I mean, well, I knew you were gonna kind of do it a bit, but it did go. I thought I kind of there for a second. I was just like, oh. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
That was funny though. I did not expect to get him that good. Like he went silent.
I'm like, dang.
He didn't know what to say.
I was like, say more. I didn't know what he was gonna say. He just kind of was like, no, I like doing it.
Yeah, but no, don't worry, guys. This podcast is not ending anytime soon. We, like we said before, we doubt it's gonna go on for 10 years, but it's gonna go on for a few years, guys. This podcast is gonna get bigger and better. And for sure, Charlie, like we should definitely have you on more than once. Like
100%.
there are certain guests that we do want to have more than once on.
Yeah.
So for sure, we think we should have you more than once. You're like one of our favorite guests. Like we do.
Oh.
Yes, we do have favorites. Don't tell the other guests. Don't tell the others.
Not watching.
But yeah, I mean, we do have. Like, we for sure have favorites. I'd have to say our favorite episode though was the Ghost Encounters, cause that thing got me shook.
That shook me.
Yeah, I mean, like it's our favorite to listen to. The favorite to film, I'd have to say, was this one. But because like while I was filming that Ghost Encounters thing, I was remembering all of the times I've had like a sort of encounter. I was like, no, please, guys, let's stop talking about this deep down. And over here, we're talking about editing. I'm like, yes, bro, I love talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to come back on though, because this is kind of like my first time doing something like this. I mean, I don't know. I would say I listen to podcasts often, but it kind of depends on what I'm doing. I'm more of like a watching video kind of person, but I actually genuinely do kind of really like this setting. It's entertaining. I can see why you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely for sure. We're gonna be a visual podcast soon. We're just audio only for now because I don't have a webcam and the background isn't really good. Like what me and Michael want to do it's gonna take at least a few years before we become an audio. I mean, not like in a visual podcast because we're waiting until I get to my get my new house, like get the new house. I don't want to say it's my new house. But when I start making money from YouTube, I'm gonna put a lot of that money towards the new house. It's gonna be a big modern house, so I'm gonna have 2 rooms. Number 1, my actual room to live in, and 2, a studio. But it's gonna be a really big room. It's probably gonna be bigger than my room because what I want to do with that studio, I've talked about it before. I want to have a section for my singing, like my song stuff. I want to have but like that's gonna be in a while because I still need to work on my voice. I want to have a section for my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel, and then a section for the podcast. And what we're gonna have on the podcast is we're gonna have designs. Like it's gonna be a tiny little office, 3 sections. It has to be a really big room, but that's what it's gonna be like. And then once we have like our background and stuff, we're gonna be a visual podcast, so you guys can see us. We're gonna have really, really good chairs, amazing mics, way better than the one I have now. And it's gonna be a really high budget podcast, hopefully. Like we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna try to get an amazing background. We're gonna definitely get our own posters for sure. We're gonna get extremely high quality mics. Those I think cost around $200, but once I start making money, that wouldn't really be much. Like not trying to show off, but YouTube does give you a lot of money. People live off of YouTube, so
yeah, exactly. And I mean, people are rich on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, example like KSI, Logan Paul.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're like classed as big celebrities and they're YouTubers. I definitely say though your plans, like they're good plans. I'm definitely interested to kind of see when all that when you get whatever the new house and stuff like that. I'm definitely curious to see kind of how you do all of that. And I completely get with like the idea of the studio backdrop and whatever, and making the webcam or whatever, because it keeps it a bit more like visually entertaining, I guess, stuff like that.
Yeah, because a lot of people like with podcasts, they love listening to it. It's just the fact that it's missing the visual part, so they start to get bored after a while and they don't watch the entire thing. We'll listen to, but
yeah. I mean, I say if you have like I don't know your podcast on like an audio kind of site like that, then usually obviously people won't listen to or like on a radio or something like that.
Yeah,
obviously people listen to that without the visuals. And I mean, the visuals don't even like, because for the podcast I've seen visually, the visuals aren't even like the main focus. So you kind of fade out to the background, but it just keeps it a bit more like I don't really know what it is. It's just it makes it feel like a bit more
like satisfying,
Yeah, kind of like you could just see what happens. You could just see them talking or whatever, reacting to stuff.
Yeah, but that just a little quick warning. Like when I do move, I'm probably not gonna be in New Jersey, guys. So me and Michael might have to very well change the schedule entirely of the podcast. It might not even be Saturdays anymore. Might have to be Sundays, Fridays. We don't know, because Michael would have to come to me in order to do it. So like I don't think I'm gonna be in New Jersey after like when I get the new house. So the schedule probably will change. If it doesn't, then you guys don't have to worry about anything. But it might. There is a chance that it will. So yeah, that is that. But we do have to end the episode now though, because a lot of you guys do not watch the whole things. The whole thing. You don't listen to the whole thing, guys. I'm coming for you. No, I'm not, guys. No, I'm not. But oh my god. You guys should really listen to the whole thing. I mean, we're more of the entertaining type of podcast. We're going to become more and more entertaining. I have to say this was a very interesting episode because we had someone from England the UK. That was very, very cool. We talked about a few things. We talked about editing. A lot of you guys do not know what we said about editing. We sound smart. I like it. I like sounding smart. But yeah, that is the end of the episode. This is Michael's part.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.
And comment if you have anything to say. A lot of you guys don't comment. I am coming for you guys.
Okay, peace.
Peace out, guys.